Welcome back to Grace Junction Homestead. I'm April, and today I want to talk a little bit about making hard choices. Knowing what your options are and considering them and just having to make choices. Sometimes they're really hard. I've had a very rough day. We lost a chicken today. That was a difficult decision. But it's one that we make all the time. Unfortunately. We don't do a whole lot with our chickens like the way we do with our goats. We're real careful and very vigilant with our goats about, their health and their care, and we go the extra mile with our goats to make sure that they're good. Our chickens, not so much. They're just kind of one of those, they're there and we feed them, and sometimes they get sick or hurt and we put them down. That's what we do. And it's not the best animal husbandry, obviously. And I know there are some people who might be watching who love their chickens like their children, and that's fine. That's not how we do though. So yeah, my daughter brought me a chicken today that was clearly sick. It was pretty lethargic in her arms, and I looked at it and it had a goopy, bloody, kind of crusty, gross eye, and it just looked real sick. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, it's got an eye infection, and kind of assessed by its behavior how bad it was, and a choice had to be made. Now my options were put it down. Don't deal with it. I'm moving. I'm busy. I don't have time to deal with it. Or I could have taken the stand of, okay, I have antibiotics. I could treat this. I can separate the chicken. It can probably get better. I brought animals back from a lot worse than this. But, so we could have done that, but I chose not to. And it's probably best that I did, because at my original assessment, I didn't realize how bad it was. So, I made the judgment call, and I handed off the chicken to Royce, who dispatched it way too easily. And, as I picked it up and I examined it, I realized why it was so easy. The other chickens had been eating the sick chicken, and her head was halfway off. You couldn't see that because all the feathers were in the way, but yeah, I honestly don't know how she was holding her head up. It was pretty bad. So I made the right call there. And it wasn't the end of the world. I mean, we liked this chicken. We'd had her for a while. She was pretty cool. She had some really cool markings. She was a good layer. So it's a bummer, but we're going on with life. We were going to downsize our flock anyway. What made my day really rough was that within the same hour, I had to make a judgment call about a human. This person is not physically sick. I didn't kill them. Nobody else did. So, don't go think I'm going down that road. Nobody's going to. But I had to make a call about this person in my life. Because sometimes we have people in our lives, and if you have these people in your life, or a person in your life who is like this, then you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, without a doubt. But sometimes there are people who are like spiritually sick, and you want to save them. You do. And you go back again and again and again, because you just need to, for whatever reason. But then there's a time in your life that comes and you have to make a choice, and sometimes you have to make the choice several times. I'm one of those people who forget that fire burns, and I keep going back. But you have to decide and come to the realization that you can't save them all. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you want to, your influence is not going to make a difference. It's not going to change who they are. They're just going to be who they are. And, you know, the best way to help is sometimes to just remove yourself from a situation and just pray for them. And that's all you can do. You know, because the people who are like that, the toxic people in your life, are going to infect you. And you're going to have to watch them infect everyone around them. And it's going to make you sick. And it's going to steal your joy. And it's going to kill your quality of life. So you have to make a choice, you know? And it's hard. It's really, really hard. So I have to make that choice. And I'm going to choose me. Which sounds like a selfish thing to do, but I think that there are times in our lives when it's necessary. You know, because sometimes choosing you means choosing your spiritual happiness and your mental happiness and your emotional happiness and choosing health, you know? And when you're sick, when you let yourself be sick and infected by people around you, then you're going to become someone who makes other people around you sick. You know, you become contagious because you let yourself be infected by these people. And then eventually you're going to look at them and you're not going to like what you see. Because you are now someone who infects the people around you. And you steal their joy and you kill their quality of life. And even if that person didn't affect you that way, you know, if you somehow manage to rise above it, you still have to watch them infect other people. And who does that? You know, how do you stand there and watch people that you care about be exposed to someone who's toxic? You don't. You can't. And you would give the same advice to anybody else. Hey, get away from that person. You don't need them in your life. But when you have to make that choice yourself, it is not like putting a chicken down. It never is, because those people that you keep around who are toxic are always people that, like, you need, you know? There's somebody who is supposed to be in your life, is supposed to care about you. So it's hard. It's really, really hard. But today, I'm choosing health. I chose to put a chicken down, and I'm choosing to put a relationship down. And if you have someone in your life who you need to sit down and step away from and just say, I'm choosing my health, or we're choosing this sick relationship, I encourage you to do that. You know? And don't be afraid to tell people. Because most of us have somebody in our life who's like that. People understand so much more than we ever think they will. Anyway, that's been my day. Great day on the homestead. Have a blessed day, everyone.